All right, good morning, guys. I'll let everyone get in here, but basically, we are in shorts on British pound US dollar. Looking to target 0.33964. And it's probably one of the better trades we could take today. Probably the only trade we'll take today. Hey, what's up, brother? Been trading the last 2 years, but this year got locked in a professional way. What would you recommend? Any resources you would recommend? You trading Forex still as well? I was waiting for some people to get in here. I will break down this trade though. This trade is just GBP USD from a technical standpoint and fundamental standpoint technically, because fundamentals should be driving price higher right now and they're refusing to, meaning that there's just not much buyers left, at least right now, right? Because we're not seeing much of a good reaction off two folders that just came out in favor for price to drive higher. But GBP USD last Tuesday closing below last Monday and the previous Friday, or this Tuesday closing below previous Monday, or this Monday and previous Friday. Yesterday making its move to pull back up into that range. We made attempts yesterday to short below here, and now we're shorting below this level. I'm not trying to go for a full move. I'm trying to go for 50% of this pullback, because if we do go higher, even if these fundamentals do at some point here want buyers to step in, they're most likely to do it from 50%. Probably right into this fair value gap, or right into this level right here, which is internal liquidity at 50%. Drop to the smaller time frame, not much going on the higher time frame, but basically this level, in case anyone's watching, I don't know if anyone's on right now, but if anyone watches it back, the whole idea is we're trying to take price back down to 50% of this pullback in this overall move. We're with trend, at least from an institutional standpoint, as these daily levels are breaking lower. We don't have any daily candles breaking higher, and ultimately we're looking to pull back in 50% of this pullback. Same trade I took, I actually did take a trade last night on AUD US dollar, and I took a trade on US yen. I closed it early. I'm not going to lie, this trade got closed at break even. I woke up, didn't realize there was 8:15 news. I thought there was 8:30 news, so that's kind of on my end for not being super dialed in with what folders were coming out. So I had saw it was like down to here. It pulled back up to here. I could have left it going, but the fundamentals came out against me, and then we were back at break even. So in my head, I'm like, let me just cut this. Then I saw the fundamentals were refusing to go the way that they came out, and you could see 50% is getting tagged right here perfectly on US yen. Perfectly, right? US yen actually could reverse now at this point, because we're in an uptrend, pullback, 50% of that pullback, we could reverse now. But GBP USD, same thing, right? We're in a downtrend, pullback to 50%, and then we could go higher, or we could go all the way and match the trend. Now, the fact that both of these folders, 815 right here, push price down when it should have pushed price up, and 830, it's bearish when it should have been bullish. It means that like there's a really like strong amount of sellers right now trying to push price down, and fundamentals isn't even letting it get up. So if you've ever read Market Wizards, when you've seen things like that, it's honestly just a clear indication that it's about to go the other way. And in my opinion, it's about to at least go to 50% right here. From just a trend following standpoint, it's the minimum it should go to. I really believe if it's going to continue its trend, it's going to come all the way back down to here. But I'm not trying to get that whole thing, because I've been trying to get that whole thing for the whole beginning of this evaluation I'm in, and it just wasn't working. But it was going to 50% every time, so I'm like, let me lock in 50%, and just take base hit after base hit, because all of them are hitting. All right, so in tomorrow's meeting, we're going to get another report, and Fed might cut his interest rate, so everyone's eyes is on it, as global investors started pulling off their money if they actually cut the rate. We might see the weak USD, because they need fiscal policy to get back everything in control. That's what's up, man. So are you using that information proactively or reactively? Are you trading you know, are you stacking positions before the release then in expectation, or are you getting in based on the announcement afterwards and trying to react to it? And then we've got some 10 a.m. to PMI. Today is stacked, honestly. Tomorrow, I don't, yeah, tomorrow's pretty stacked too. Tomorrow's just non-farm. Today's the other piece of non-farm. We'll see if we can get GU to just make its move to that 50%. I'm not against it going up though. I just really think there's an interest for them to drive price there before they drive it higher. And mainly because despite everything else, Tuesday right here, this massive candle that consumed like the last 10 candles didn't happen for no reason. There is some massive money seriously interested in price going down on GBP US dollar. So that's a big part too. Like we were 100% on the side of money. We're just trying to get a very, very small piece of that money. But other than that, like this is the only pair that's really in alignment with a potential trade right now. Everything else is kind of already like moved 50% of a pullback. Same thing, US yen now has actually moved 50%. That's one I was in. AU's already made its move. It's actually breaking below these levels again. So AUD US dollar really could probably come into another quarter right here of this whole range. Euro's probably just done making its move. That's the thing. Like if we go to the daily, it's either just done or it's just getting started. Yeah, so okay. Let's go to the 1 hour. You see, by the time you actually have an entry in here or whatever, price has already pulled back 50%, right? So, or it's already gone 50% of the pullback. So there's really not much room for a trade even in here, unless you're trying to take euro all the way back down to these lows, which could happen, right? I think AUD US dollar is trying to make attempts to, as it got under this price level again, and after it got down here, it started making its move. So we'll see though. GBP USD's just got the most potential in terms of placement right now. We want to see it maintain below this red level. This red level is that swing low we're basing off of right here. And we want to see it at least reject to 50%, right? It doesn't have to give us an entire move or anything of that sort. We're not trying to catch a home run today. What's up, Josh? After the news is crucial to get an entry before the news because I'm trading with small capital compared to... Okay, so yeah, you're letting those fundamental folders like kind of carry your trades. Makes sense. Like I try to do that all the time. I think fundamentals really can help carry your trades to where they need to go. If this doesn't go, this would be the second failed attempt by GBP USD to make it a move lower. Because we had a first attempt yesterday in New York that got below this swing low. Let me go to the 1 hour, that way it's like a little more clear. And let me just take off the sessions for a second. That way it's like a real chart you can see. Yesterday in New York, right in here, we had got back below here again. At least on the 15 minute. Had you not used the 15 minute and only the 1 hour, you probably would have been a lot better off because the 1 hour didn't get back below there. But not only did we get back below there yesterday and try to make an attempt lower, but we got below here twice today now. And so this is a really strong level we want to maintain under, and we really want to see volume kick in, at least to match half of this move, right? So that's like the idea, right? It's trading ICC, but what I'm doing, Josh, in case you didn't see the beginning of this video, yeah, I'm in GBP USD right now. I took some trades last night, AUD US dollar and US dollar yen, because what I noticed is all like this daily candle ICC that I've been trading, you know, trying to mimic what Sai's doing and whatnot. What and he trades gold and like NASDAQ and whatnot, but I'm trading Forex. What I'm noticing a lot is on Forex, ICC plays out to a T for 50% of the move, right? So here's the thing, like we're with trend regardless. We're trying to get the trend to continue all the way. Like that's ideally what we believe should happen. But what I've been noticing is a lot of my losing trades lately have been hitting 50% and then going the other way. So the whole idea is like, yeah, you really want to see like a whole ICC move like that to trade back below that level. But here's the thing that I've noticed. You could still make money if the move fails, because all right, we've got a perfect ICC entry right here. We've made a pullback, but 50% of this full pullback now, if price is going to fail and go higher, it should ideally come into 50% and then go higher, right? So if it's not going to go all the way, and if it's going to turn around, this is the most likely spot for it to turn around, right? And so we do have quite a bit of fundamentals stacked against us right now, but you can see how strong price is holding here. So it's not end of the day yet, unless buyers are really just taking their time to step in. But you would have thought it would have happened already, right? If they were really going to take those red folders, those news folders, and take price higher, you really think it would have happened already. But they didn't, and we're maintaining really strong below this level. Because you have to understand, this isn't just a swing point that I drew on the chart. This is, I'll literally mark up the sessions again, that way we can see. This is literally last Friday's low. So when you have daily lows and highs, like you can see on the daily time frame, I didn't even get that level from the 1 hour. I got it from the daily, and it's this candle right here that we closed through on Tuesday. So that's a very important institutional level to get back below. When you get back below it now, you ideally want to at least make 50% of that correction, which is this move right here, which I've got Fibonacci drawn on. You can see right here, the high, the low, and the middle. So this is all we're going for. So, okay, that's a good point. So the fundamentals, if we're gonna have, what do you say? You said we're probably expected, what would you say? You said a weaker dollar, right? I'm pretty sure you said a weaker dollar. Let's say, let's say you did. Oh yeah, so you said we might see a weak US dollar. So here's the thing. If we're expected to see a weak US dollar and we're trending down right now, what can we expect? We can probably expect price to, okay, have some type of strong reaction and reversal off this 50% line, off of GBP USD, in anticipation for that weaker dollar tomorrow, which is already in line with the weaker dollar today, and then see a move like this. So yeah, we could see 100% something like this, and then price probably coming up. And then all we would do, right, if price does do that, if price comes back down here, comes up here, we would just wait for price to come back into this level again and then continue with the dollar weakness and get a piece of it like that. Yeah, so it's good context. I'm glad you're learning those things, brother. It's good. It helps a lot. I consider it when I look at the forecast and stuff. I'm not the best at reading like like anticipating what like a speech or like the interest rates might be or whatnot, but like when I do take into consideration like the forecasted numbers against the actual, and it does help. It does help. I also take into consideration the things like I said today, like price should be pushing higher, and I got in this trade. I got in these trades last night. I'm not gonna lie, like that was geez, was it 11? I didn't even know if I was up by then, but yeah, I think it was 11. I got in these trades last night. This one's break even. I pulled it, but the whole idea though is this trade now. When I got into this trade, it was when I ditched the US yen trade. It's pretty much the same bias as the US yen trade from a dollar standpoint. But the reason I ditched it is because I ditched the US yen trade because when I woke up, we were down here. And then I saw a chance to just get out of break even. I saw the numbers came out against my trade. Little I know, it still had to pull back to 50%, which was like, it's just beautiful to see that even the fundamentals can override at least 50%. I mean, they'll probably override the move coming up from all the way. But when I saw that too on GBP US dollar, I'm like, okay, we're trading back below this level right now, and these news candles are literally refusing to go higher. They're respecting this level. They're refusing to go higher, meaning it's just not ready yet. They're not ready to take price higher yet. So I can rate, you can, that's like what I kind of meant too, like reading it reactively, because it's a real thing. If the news says price should go higher and you're seeing it refuse to go higher for quite some time, which in this case it's been 45 minutes, almost an hour since that first initial 8:15 news folder, we're gonna see though. We're gonna see if price goes down, it goes down. What's up, Jake? It's good to see you in here, brother. Hope you're having a good day. If you're taking off, hope you have a good one. It's good to see you in here though. Thanks for popping in. It's now that I'm taking trades on the higher time frames, it's a little like harder to like, and I'm just like kind of like all over the place coming out of that 500K account, and my trading's not super dialed in. Like I just told you guys I took trades last night, but I'm hoping that if I just keep showing up and I keep streaming and I just keep, putting one foot in front of the other again, I'll start getting like things back in order. I'm really focusing on getting like things outside of the charts back in order again. I'm working out a lot again, trying to read more. I've been trying to read more, but haven't been reading more. So I'm still I'm making attempts though. Just trying to get my footing back. But I figure that it's better for me to just keep getting on here, hanging out with you guys, breaking down the things that I do get in if I'm in one live, and breaking down ones that I got in if I didn't get in them live, and just not expecting anyone to follow me right now, but just to hang out and trade with me. You know what I mean? And then we'll dial in our process, over time again. But like ever since I started trading like size ICC, the thing is you got to use the higher time frames. Like you're really looking for 1 hour entries, sometimes 15-minute entries, but off daily levels. And like AUD US dollar, like this trade literally set up last night off of this level in here, and it was like 11 p.m. and I just happened to look at the chart and I'm like, I'm gonna take the trade. You know what I mean? Because I know these are high quality setups, but I know what's not high quality anymore is going for the full move. So I was like, I'm just taking 50% of it. I was like, I don't even really know where to put my stop loss here. I'm just gonna go 1-to-1. Same thing I kind of did with USD JPY. Trade played out, I got break even on it, but still, like, price got back above this level right here. Instead of trying to go for the whole move up here, I was like, let me just go for half of it and just put my stop at 1-to-1. This trade was the same time as AUD USD, and they're playing out, but but like in terms of like, hey, we're gonna get on at the same time every day, we're gonna stream the same time every day, we're gonna look for the same, like it's not that, like it's kind of like not as simple as I thought it was gonna be. And one thing I noticed too, Sai, he's trading like all day. Like not he's not like trading all day, but he's looking for a trade all day. And I've seen him get in his gold swing trades at like 6 p.m. I've seen him get in them at 3 a.m. I've seen him get in them at like 8 a.m. in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning. And when you're using the higher time frames like this, it's like whenever we did our smaller time frame, more of like scalp trades on stream and stuff, like you have to be like at the market at a certain point in time. But I'm just trying to figure that out, because like it doesn't seem like you have to be like necessarily in the market at a very certain time. Like it's just whenever the price is setting itself up, it's like that money's just gonna dump, you know what I mean? Whether it's 6 p.m., 11 p.m. I can show you what I mean by 6 p.m. There was literally a what trade was it? It was US dollar yen, I think. Even no, it was US CAD. US CAD the other day at like 6 p.m. You get like a crazy good entry at 6 p.m. the other day on US CAD. I'll show you this level over here. You had got above it, got back below it, and look at literally at 6 p.m. I'm not gonna lie, this is a trade I took too, and I took this trade all the way, but I ended up, or I targeted all the way, but then the next morning it's like 8 a.m. in here. I closed the trade out in here because I just see all these rejections. And that's when I really started. That's when I really started considering. I was like, okay, maybe we only need to go for 50% of the move, because there's a whole lot going on in here. But the whole moral of the story is this is 6 p.m., right? And price is delivering. So I'm like, okay, like maybe it's like the timing when it comes to the higher time frame ICC in Forex at least. Maybe it's not like the deal breaker, right? Because I keep seeing this stuff over and over again. Like just trades like evening trades, 6 p.m. trades like playing out. What was the other one? I think it was no, it wasn't US dollar, Swiss franc. Honestly, I'm not quite sure. But that was a good enough example of what I was trying to show you, how even at 6 p.m. at night, you have a nice run in price. And it's like, no one would ever I would never tell you to trade at 6 p.m. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm trying to get my footing with all those things, and I was like, instead of just trying to do that off the charts and come back one day again when I figure it out, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep trading my like a 50K account in front of you guys and keep just taking trades live and just trying to figure it out with you guys. Good morning, John. Yeah, Dixie's something I used to look at. I'll add it to the chart. I haven't looked at it in a while. Let me make a little bit of room for it. A little bit of real estate for the Dixie. Yeah, dollar's going higher when it shouldn't be. Look at, all right. We can already see it right now. ICC's playing out on the Dixie. What's the most recent? This is the process, guys. The most recent daily break of structure candle. It's this candle closing through this one, and this one. We're gonna draw levels on all those prices. We'll just make them to blue so it can be buy above. That way we just know kind of from a smaller time frame which levels those are, like which levels like we're trying to take into consideration. So Dixie's trading back above all these levels. You can see that yesterday, 2 p.m. First time you actually get back above those levels or whatnot. This one even right here. Boom, price reacted off that level to match that high. Now price is coming up off of this zone again to at least go 50%. This has probably already made its move. Already at least 50%, yeah. So you can see it's probably going the full way, but it did respect coming a full 50%. So we're gonna just take those small moves like that, those 50% moves, and then I think maybe like one day down the road we can like maybe leave a runner, like close 80% of our trade and leave. Maybe we do that even today. I don't know. Close 80% of our trade and leave 20% to go the full way at break even. Need to take the daily low if we want to see some more downside. According to the time, it has been put in a strong pivot low. What is the daily low right now? Let me check. Click on London, because London is not London, it's actually the days. That's like 5 p.m. Oh yeah, the daily low. I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it. I think we're going between 50% of today and yesterday. But yeah, you're right. We haven't even tapped daily low yet, but I think that's good draw on liquidity. But I really think this is where this area right in here is the bare minimum, right? That's at least where price should go, in my opinion. I'm really of the opinion that price is going here. Maybe not from a fundamental standpoint anymore, but from a technical standpoint, right? If we were to continue trending downward past these levels, where did we go last time? We went down here. So where should we go this time? We're trying to replicate the move, right? But fundamentally, we might see a reversal, but it's like, if we're gonna see a reversal, where are we most likely to see it from? Right here. We'll see though. I think the market's kind of sitting on its hands right now though, because there's another folder coming out at 10. I think we're gonna get this one, boys. I think there's a good chance. My only regret's not leaving that US yen trade running. If I waited for it to get back to break even, I might as well have waited, but there's no way I could have known. That's one of those things. That's why I got kind of get my process dialed in a little bit more. Sometimes though, the process of trading and the rules of trading, this is gonna like probably be something that you should just hear me say and not like listen to it at all and like throw it out. But sometimes rules in trading really mess up good trading. I know that sounds wrong. Maybe it's like I'm just in a weird spot right now with trading. But like, I kind of am starting to realize that like a lot of my setups are happening and playing out exactly how I want them to, but they're happening at other times of the day. They're happening, you know, maybe not in a way I expected them to, but I still see them. And then it's like, you're not taking those good trades in the name of my rules. You know what I mean? And like, this is like the same exact setup had it happen in New York last night that we took at 11 p.m. Had it happen in New York, it would have been according to our rules. Let's say we get in down here and there's no other level down here. It's like, then price reverses and it's like, you're just 10 hours late because you wanted to be in line with your rules. You know what I mean? So it's like the rules of trading and the rules that we try to follow, sometimes they really do get in the way of other things that sometimes I don't think we like notice. Like we pass up good trades in the name of sticking within our rules is what I'm trying to say. But don't listen to me in this regard right now. I'm just kind of talking. How long we've been streaming? 37 minutes. We're gonna try to keep it at an hour like we've been doing. Which that we'll keep it a little bit longer than an hour today because we want to see if we can't get like down here by 10 a.m. Kick Dixie to the top. Dollar's pulling back some. You can tell too after reaching 50% of this correction here. So that's not necessarily something we want right now, but we'll see if we can hold strong despite it. At the same time too, yeah, it's pulling back, but you gotta see, like, remember, we're trading above these two levels, right? We're bullish on the Dixie, regardless of its little pullback right here, right? We're bullish on the Dixie because above these levels, we only want to see buys, right? Because every time we get above here, where do we go? We go up here. So now that we're getting above here again, especially during New York, we like, yeah, it's pulling back, but we're not like, oh, the Dixie's bearish now. You know what I mean? Even though we're getting reactions off of 50% and in here, same thing happened the other day with US CAD, right? I was just showing you guys those reactions off of in here. But as long as we were maintaining above this level right here, which we were, even though we pulled back, it ends up completing its move. So Dixie could be, right? It could push up, be reacting off of 50% in here, come down a little bit, tap that level again, and then finish its move. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as we're maintaining above here and above here, we're looking for buys because that's what price is telling us. And the fundamentals on pound dollar are refusing to take us back inside this range. Fundamentals on dollar index are still refusing to take us back in this range or this range. So we'll see if it does though. If it does start closing back up in here again, it's probably not a good sign. Probably not a good sign for us. We'll drop back to the 15. But on this side of price, it could do whatever it wants. We just don't really want it to get back above that other side of price. Probably will get some more coffee here in a second. This is the price action that'll make you wish you never ditched the US yen trade and just never took this one. It's now finally starting to look like the fundamentals like meant something, but this candle's got 4 minutes left. Oh no, what did I do? What in the world? Here's the thing too. Those evening trades are different because, or they're seeming to play out a little bit more because you're kind of anticipating the move for the day. But like, look at this, right? This is 5 p.m. This purple line right here. We'll go to the 1 hour. GBP USD, yeah, it's trying to make moves lower now. Like, it really is trying. Like, despite everything that just came out against it, it really is trying. But here's the thing. This is the start of the day. The moves that had like pretty much like showed their hand, which is like this is AUD US dollar JPY. Like, here's the idea I'm thinking is the trades that literally like are the first opportunity for the day. They're probably the best one because here's the thing, like a lot of these trades, like if you draw on like a lot of these different markets right now, AUD US dollar has already hit like quote unquote its target for the day. US dollar JPY has hit its target for the day. US dollar Swiss franc, same thing. It's pulled back 50% of this move. It's hit its target for the day. US CAD, probably not a trade. New Zealand US dollar. I mean, I didn't look at this pair last night, but had you got in like around the same time I got in the other trades to just target 50%, it's pretty much made its move for the day. All these trades, that being said, Euro US dollar, one last thing, it's made its move for the day. So all that being said, every single other pair correlated with the US dollar has pretty much made this exact same move that we're trying to get right now in GU, but like GU is just the last one to show up. So all these other pairs have literally completed this exact move that we're trying to complete on GBP USD, meaning it's kind of late to the party. So, like, I'm glad I looked for some trades in the morning like that. Or not in the morning, the beginning of the day. The beginning of the trading day, 5 p.m., like after that time. That's kind of like I looked at the candles just to see which daily candles closed where. And then later that evening, just a couple hours later, there was already a setup. I was like, or already 2 setups. So I was like, okay, I might as well try taking these. And just boom, woke up, TP hit on them. So it's like, except for this one, I woke up with a massive wick against us, but we were still respected. But you guys get the idea I'm trying to convey, right? Like, I really think on a daily basis, between all the assets. It's really a first come first serve type of thing. It doesn't mean the last isn't going to get served though. I don't want to speak that against our current trade, but we'll see. It's 9:30 right now. If we are going to get long, 9:30 would be a perfect time to drive price lower, take out the remainder of the liquidity for the people trying to get long off the fundamentals, because you got to think about it. Like, yes, we failed to go higher on the fundamentals, but we didn't actually take any down or sell side liquidity to go higher yet, even after its failure to. Like, there's at least liquidity sitting right here. If people are trying to go long off those fundamentals, they're thinking this rejection wick right here is a beautiful spot to put their stops. Right? So if we can take this, we can at least get to 50%. Then it has permission. We'll give it permission at that point for it to go higher. But I gotta pay a bill. I try to write things down because I forget things. Probably should do that right now, actually. Okay. I'm doing one thing. Almost done. Hopefully 9:30 doesn't take us back in that range. Alright, yeah, I do gotta pay a bill. I gotta pay a bill and get more coffee. So yeah, moral of the story is GBP USD might be late to the party. Hopefully not. Okay. Here's the good news, guys. Here's the good news. If this 10 a.m. folder comes out even slightly bullish for the US dollar, we're getting our move today. If it comes out even slightly bullish for the US dollar. Like, I mean, even if it, like, 0.1, whatever the numbers are, like, what's the projection? So we're projected to be 0.8 greater than the previous. If we're 0.1 greater, I think even if we match the previous, we're going down. Actually, that I don't know, because that would be below the forecast though, so that actually might be bearish. But it's still, that's one thing that you got to learn when you read fundamentals too, is people think that this is what a lot of people don't know. when you read this, right, the numbers, previous number is 50.1. The forecast is 50.9. People will tell you that anything that is not 50.9 or higher is going to be weak for the dollar. The truth is, though, you have to think about it this way. Yes, the forecast is 50.9, but if the previous is 50.1, even if we're less than the forecast, if we're at 50.5, you have to think about it. That's an increase from the previous. So it's still kind of bullish for the dollar, right? But speaking of bullish for the dollar, we we're not seeing that right now. But we're gonna get coffee. Bill's paid. Oh, I gotta do one last thing, and then we're gonna get coffee. You gotta have a lot of things in order to just go get a cup of coffee. All right, I'm gonna get that coffee. I'll be back. All right, we'll hang out for about like 20 more minutes. We'll see kind of where this trade lands at around that time. We're reacting off that level. Should be a point of no return. So the only thing really going in our favor is the fact that not only did these didn't necessarily complete a move, right? They made a move 50%, which is the bare minimum. But to like complete a full move right now, like where there would absolutely be no more consideration of this trade, would be coming up like all the way on here, and then AUD US dollar coming all the way down here, which let me unlock this. Like this is the full continuation of the trend. So that's like the only thing really going left in our favor, honestly. But let me go back. There we go. Same thing here. We could just delete this. That was a break-even trade. We honestly could delete everything off everything else because we're only looking at this pair right now. So I was probably wrong to speak and say like all those had completed their move. All of them had moved 50% of the full move is what I meant though. They completed enough of the move for there to be potential for the move to be over. But not necessarily like completed the move in terms of continuing the trend and getting to that next unprotected swing point. Or that next real liquidity, which that real daily liquidity right now is this low. Which, I mean, you could even zoom out. You can see like what a good spot that would be to put your stop if you're like retail, right? All right, we got 40, or not 45 minutes, we got 15 minutes. It's 9:45. We refuse to close above that level, so that's good. We want to see the rejection of that level maintain here before the news, and then we just need the news to come out a little bit bullish for the dollar. That's all. That's all we need. And then the fundamentals combined with the technicals will at least carry this trade to 50%, at least. And then we'll close the stream and we'll all have a good day. What's up, Luca? Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. I'll break down the trade we're in right now. It's a little bit stacked against the fundamentals, but I will break it down. We are in GBP US dollar. This is Tuesday, closing below Monday and also below last Friday. We're taking a short right now, basically getting below last Friday, right? We didn't come all the way back up to this level. I'll just delete it. But this right here, this Friday low is the main thing I'm considering right now. We closed really strongly through there, and now we've pulled back. And in pulling back, we started to trade below this level again. I'm simply targeting just 50% of this pullback now. So we pulled back, we got below this level again, and now I'm just targeting 50%. I did take an AUD US dollar trade very similar last night. It's already resolved, but the whole idea was, right, we pulled back, and then we got below this level again, and then we traded 50%. This is kind of cool too. I saw this in hindsight, but look at this, right? This move happened right here, but if we bar replay it, and you look at like, right here, we'll even go one more, just so you can get the exact entry candle, right? Even on its way to pull back to this level right here, we had a reaction off of this level, got above it, traded back below it, and you could see this trade had literally 2 trades in one if you're targeting 50%, right? And really trying to learn where to put my stops. So like last night and this morning, I've just been putting it 1-to-1 with my take profit to give it some breathing room. It doesn't really matter right now because you're gonna see though that like price, even on its way to get back above this level, it actually hit 50%. I saw it in hindsight. Look at to a T, and then if it was gonna reverse, it did reverse off there. Then we get back above this level, and then same exact thing, kind of crazy, but you can see hits 50%, and that's kind of like a double trade off of 2 levels in one single pullback, which is crazy. So we're kind of looking for the same type of play off of GBP USD. Is long story short, we're back below this level right now. Fundamentals came out kind of against us, but it has, up until this point, it's refused to get back above this level all morning, right? We're respecting it, we're rejecting it, and if we can get any type of bullish signal off of this 10 a.m. folder, I fully believe it's going to carry the trade all the way to TP for us. But here's the flip side. At this point, with how many fundamentals have been stacked against GBP US dollar and getting this move down, if it's even slightly bearish for the US dollar, I'm pretty sure this trade's just we're gonna take off above this level. We're gonna go to stop, and we probably will go much higher. Probably not a whole lot higher, but enough higher. So, but the forecast is on our side, at least for right now. The technicals are on our side. We just got, and the fact that we haven't closed back above there, we're reacting off of it still. It's a good sign. I think, honestly, if there wasn't a 10 a.m. folder with the way those news folders came out and refusing to get back above there and actually make its move higher, if the market wasn't waiting for another thing to be released, I think it would already made its way to 50%. Now, Luca, same thing though with that AUD US dollar trade. I'm not against the market going up. Yes, the overall trend is down. It's 100% down. I'll take off the session so it's a little clearer. Like on a daily time frame, we're down technically, pulling back and trying to get lower again below this level. But same thing like AUD US dollar. What I'm noticing is if price is going to go up and it's going to fail from here at 50% of this pullback, and then it'll go higher. So I'm not, all that being said, I'm not against price moving higher. I'm just against price moving higher from where it's at right now. That's all. Let's check to see if Dixie's maintaining above those levels too. It is. This is the closest one, but in all honesty, even if we remain above this one, we're still bullish. So dollar's still bullish right now. Dang, Psy just withdrew $1.22 million. That's crazy. It looked like he had to pay an $8,000 commission to withdraw it. Yeah, of course, Luca. Of course. Yesterday I was kind of off with what I was doing, and it just didn't work. So one thing I will say, I'm just trying to get my footing back in trading again. Really trying to learn like under Psy and trying to figure out like where I fit into like the ICC model and like just testing different things live and just going about it. So I just want to keep, like I said this in the beginning of the stream, Luca. I'm trying to mainly just get like on here and just kind of hang out and trade with everyone while I'm trying to get my footing with things. But I've been taking trades like, you know, at different times of the day because Sai would take his trades whenever they appear. So that's why like last night, like AUD USD had a setup, so I took it. US dollar yen had a setup, so I took it. This trade actually, I ended up closing at break even. I went over in the beginning. It was like, where was it? The trade was right in here. This was the trade, and like it just missed. This is probably what the trade was right here. It just missed stop loss, but I woke up and not realizing there was 8:15 news, so I closed it when it was at break even. All the news came out against me. Wasn't sure it was going to continue, but long story short, that was like a trade I took last night too, but it was a break even trade. I think it profited like $100, but this was the one I took last night too. So like Sai's taking his trades whenever like there's a setup. I'm not really looking on the 15-minute all day. I will look at like the 15-minute is just like if we start getting close to a level, I want to see if the 15 minutes breaking through it. If the hour hasn't yet, but the hourly is the main one. I'm looking to see price close above, right in here, close above this level, back in this range, and then close back below. And then just basically get 50% of that move is one thing I'm shifting to, because I kept trying to get the full move. I kept trying to get it over and over again, getting full moves like this. And then things like AUD US dollar, I would realize like I would target the full move, and every time, not every time, but every time since I've started really like trying to trade like these daily candles like this, we hit 50% and go. And like some of them go all the way, but a lot of them are hitting at least 50%. So I was like, let me just focus on targeting like this base hit right now. If I can get base hit after base hit after base hit, it's going to stack up the account some. And then down the road, I can figure out how to hit home runs, you know, or maybe leave a partial on to run all the way. Oh, we're in bar replay right now. Let me see. You saw the withdrawal too? Yeah, Sai's crazy. He's good at what he does. I've been following him for a long time, and he's been doing well for a long time trading. Alright, we got 2 minutes. Then we'll be wrapping this stream up. We just kind of wanted to stick around to see where this trade landed after all these folders hit for the day. And then we'll close out. Wrong screen. Alright, we got a minute left. Size withdraw, it was 1.2 mil. $1.2 mil, but he's got the account up to like, I forget what it was. It's like at like 11 or 14 or something. Something crazy. We got the numbers coming out soon. Yeah, I said if that, we'll see if it goes, but I don't even see the number yet. Oh yeah, we're getting this trade. It came out at 52. The forecast was already 0.8 higher, and it was 1.9 higher than the last time. If this market's not going down further, it's reversing at 50%. We needed it to be slightly bullish. It came out much more bullish than slightly bullish. This trade's happening, I'm telling you. It just needed an excuse to at least pull back 50%, and the fundamentals just gave it that excuse. What happens after that? I'm not gonna be here to find out. What just went off? Oh, that's what just went off. Honestly, we could close the charts right now and know that we hit take profit. We could literally call this. We could literally write the profits from this trade into our journal right now, and it hasn't even gone yet. That'd be a crazy thing to say, and it flip on us. Yeah, that would be a crazy thing to come out and say, and then it just go against us. I'm not super dialed though right now with like, or not dialed, but I'm like not super like concerned about making money trading right now. I'm more concerned about trying to dial in my process. So that's what I mean by like I'm not super dialed right now. It's like I'm not trying to scale right now. I'm just trading a 50K account. But I still want to take it seriously. I don't want to like just mess around with it. But at the end of the day too, I'm really trying to I'm really trying to trade a bigger account again, trying to get back into like a 500K again. But I'm using this really just to dial in my process, kind of like test the waters with these daily candles and see what works and what doesn't work. So otherwise I wouldn't be like jinxing stuff like that at all, or like I wouldn't be like speaking arrogantly, I should say. Is it going? Yeah, I told you boys that dollar is still bullish, even though it's pulling back like that. Um, as long as we maintain above these levels, like it's charts over our feelings with it, right? Until we get back below, until we get back below these levels, dollar index is really maintaining strong, because you can see these daily candles are only closing over each other. We're not getting any bearish candles closing beyond each other right now. Once we do, like you're gonna know that the price sentiment has shifted. But like if we were bearish this entire move down, because what are we doing? We're closing below all these candles, and so that's why you're seeing pullbacks into like these higher levels for price to continue down. Same thing here, right? This candle closed beyond this candle, pulled back. What happens? You get back below that level again, price starts to sell off. But now we've had a flip, right? So we flip down, flip back up. I don't know why my thing doesn't just go straight up and down. Flip back up, and now that's why we're seeing bullish momentum on the Dixie. But same thing with like all our pairs right now. We've been in stream for an hour and 20 minutes. Man, I hate to turn it off, but it's not like hurrying to get to take profit, so I don't want to like just like tarry and just like stay around for too long. Because ultimately what we're going to end up doing is letting this trade play out. That's like the game plan right now. So it could play out in the next 15 minutes. It could play out in the next 2 hours. I'm of the opinion it's probably going to start playing out like a little bit sooner than later, but we'll see. So, completely separate story though. While we're hanging out for at least a few more minutes, I got my blood work done recently, and I got it done for the purpose of checking my testosterone levels and a few different levels like that, because I'm 25 years old and I just feel like drained sometimes, and I keep telling everyone my testosterone levels are low, like people are like, no, you're 25, there's no way they're low, you're young, you work out all the time, like you're full of like just like you're just like healthy and strong. And I'm like, my testosterone levels are low, like I know it, like I know for without a shadow of a doubt, like they're low. So I had to go and confirm my suspicions, and I was right. I'm not happy that I'm right, but I'm happy that I'm like I have like closure about it, because everyone's telling me like that's not what it is, it's got to be this or that, and I'm like, no, it's definitely my testosterone levels are low, and it's from day trading. I'm 100% convinced. I'll tell you why. Your body produces testosterone, and then I think, what's the one that's like stress? Is it cortisol? It's not. I think it is. I don't know. Either way, whatever stress produces, they counteract each other. And testosterone cannot be produced when you're not in a restful state, when you're not getting good sleep, when you're not letting your body repair. And so basically like the whole point is day trading has stressed me out to the point where it literally has taken testosterone from me. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but we all have to get on like some supplements or something, because it's we can't keep going that direction. Luca, I've done it before. I've actually done it for a very short period of time, but I've done the carnivore diet, a very strict version for 5 days, in which it was just pretty much steak or lean beef and salt and water, and I would only eat one meal a day. So I combined it with like a serious intermittent fast, and I did it for 5 days. I'm not even kidding. It did wonders in just 5 days. So I can't imagine like longer periods of time. Like Jordan B. Peterson, he's like someone I used to listen to a lot, seeing him speak in person, but he's like the one who mainstreamed it, I'm pretty sure. And he's done it for years, and he said every single like disease in his physical body literally is gone, like gum disease, heart disease, like anything but he did speak pretty intently on like how it can be hard too though, and like how it can be pretty bland, and like so I want to do it again, but maybe for like a month this time, just for a season, because he says it's pretty hard as a lifestyle, and I can see that. I can see that for sure. 30 days. Did you do a 90 day? Did you do a 90 day? Yeah, I bet 90 days is crazy if you do it. Like you probably don't ever want to go back if you did a full 90 days. Like you probably aren't craving, flavor at that point. Yeah, 5 days probably wasn't enough, except it was just like enough for me to like just get like a taste of like how much better you really can feel. But my body started feeling weird. Like all the inflammation in just 5 days was out of my body. So like I almost felt out of place in my body because it wasn't so inflamed. Oh wow. That's probably like your life is probably great because of it. Like that's really like a blessing to really step into like doing a diet that long like that, Luca. That's huge. That's the type of stuff I want to do. Like when and honestly, like we always say, I want to do this when this happens. I want to do this when this happens. I try not to get into that habit, but there's certain things though, like when I'm older and I'm fully like on my own when it comes to work, and like I'm not like trying to build every single day, with a lot of different things I'm doing. Like I want to do like prolonged fasting, like go on a 21-day fast and just like somewhere in the mountains or something, and just like reset once a year. I want to, go on longer diets like this where it's not like I'm trying to deal with stress and then a diet, and then honestly the diet would help with the stress, but I'll be honest with you too. Sometimes you need food to cope. It's a terrible thing to say, but if I'm working out all the time and then I'm like trading all the time, like sometimes it's like I can just eat a good dinner and I'll cope, but it's not like that's not healthy and it's not like good advice. But there's just a lot of things I'm trying to work through. So anytime I try diets, it's like super super hard for me because then it's just like adding to the stressors. But it's stuff like that, and especially fasting more than anything else, like prolonged fast, that I want to do once I'm more established with these things I've been trying to build. Same thing this morning though. If the news came out bullish for GU and it couldn't go up, and then the news came out just now bearish for GU and it can't go down, where does that leave us? Yeah, holiday season's probably tough, but it probably gives you a good reset and a good break. It probably makes it easier to do it, to go back into it, and you probably enjoy it a lot more. Plus, it probably restarts the benefits, right? Because you kind of disrupt that pattern. Like our bodies adapt to things very easily. I noticed that with like even supplements that I'll take that are like beneficial, like you'll plateau on them, right? And like they almost won't even seem like they're having much effect. So that's probably not the same with the diet. But I can imagine like a lot of the good effects start coming in those first few weeks of doing it. So you probably get to like experience that all over again each time you reset like that. I might be wrong though. No, you're good on your English, brother. Let me see what you said. Yeah, that's an important thing. Getting all those vitamins and stuff, and the minerals, right? Like, that's the only thing. Like, cause I fast, every now and then, and trying to do longer fasts, it's like kind of tough sometimes when you don't have like those vitamins, and those minerals that you're speaking of. There's a guy who he was just significantly overweight though, but he was like, I don't even know how heavy he was. He was like 400, 500 pounds or something like that. He had fasted for over a year, but it wasn't like a complete just fast of nothing. And you have to remember, like, when you fast, you're burning fat stores. So he was mainly doing it for that purpose. But the only thing he was intaking over that period of a year, it was longer than a year, it was like almost 400 days, was like, it was minerals and vitamins. And it was just very specific. He was doing it under doctor's supervision, but just minerals and vitamins. And it wasn't enough to break his fast ever. So he was really in a fasted state for like 400 days under medical supervision, and just took vitamins and minerals, as they gave them to him. And I think he lost like the majority of the weight. Like, I'm pretty sure, and it was crazy. But that's the thing though. We really think we need like food to survive. We really just need fat stores and vitamins and minerals. If we have that, we can survive for a very, very long period of time. Just when it comes to like a human perspective. Now, like if you do a supernatural fast that, God leads you on, that fast can go however long he wants it to go. You know what I mean? And there's documentations of that too, of people doing spiritual fast under the provision of God, and they've done it for months at a time. And this is like all in history too. It's documented. But the ones in the Bible were mainly like the long ones were like 40 days. I've studied fasting. I've read books on it. There's a fast, or basically like, you guys know in the Gospels, Jesus, he's doing a 40-day fast, and it says his hunger returned to him. Like scientifically, what happens during a fast is like the first 1 to 2 to 3 days, you start getting all those hunger pains. It's not really hunger, it's really appetite, and your body's like, what's going on? You disrupted, it's basically it's feedback loop, and it starts craving all those things that you've been feeding it. And after 3 days, if you've ever fasted that long, you'll know that your hunger goes away. So it wasn't hunger to begin with, it was appetite. So you really have appetite for the first 3 days. The appetite goes away, and then your body starts healing itself after like 3 days. It does within those 3 days too, but it really starts healing itself after 3 days. But here's the thing, between 3 days and about 21, but upwards of 40 to 50 to 60 days, at some point in time, between like 21 days and 50 days, your hunger is going to return. When the hunger returns, you have to eat immediately. If you don't eat immediately, not immediately, but like relatively fast, if you don't eat relatively fast, you could die. But what that means, just so you know, from a scientific standpoint, when your hunger returns after a prolonged fast like that, it means the fast is complete. It means your body's accomplished everything that it wants to accomplish in healing itself physically and so on and so forth. And so it's not that his body needed healing, but it was he fasted for spiritual purposes. The Holy Spirit led him into the wilderness to really initiate his calling on his life, right? To overcome the devil in the wilderness, right? It's kind of something we all have to do in our own lives too. But for us, a lot of us, it takes longer than 40 days. But so the same Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness to fast, but at the end of 40 days, he got hungry again. And it says that in the Word, and that's basically his fast was complete. So, like, I don't think that I forget what it says in the Scripture. Maybe he went into it knowing it was going to be 40 days. It probably was always going to be 40 days. There's a lot of correlation with Old Testament stuff with it being 40 days. But all that being said, at that 40 days, he got hungry again. That's when the fast was complete, and that's when, he was able to eat again and whatnot. But what's up, Steve? We're in this GU trade. We're probably, in all honesty, we're just gonna let it ride. We're gonna turn the charts off here soon. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. Don't want to keep you guys too long, and want to just be it to be something we can all come back to on a daily basis. Something short, breaking down whatever trades we're in, looking for any new trades, just trading, and kind of really just hanging out and talking more than even trading, because we're not like actively managing this. It's just we're sitting in a position right now. But we're gonna close out. It was a good talk today. I'm glad you guys were able to make it and just hang out with me. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We're gonna close out in prayer, and just remember, like, let's just all come into agreement and just bring your requests before God. You don't even have to pray or you don't even have to just listen. You could pray alongside me and pray to God too right now, and we could all just come before Him with the different things that we've got on our hearts, and He's gonna do more in this 20 seconds of praying than we're gonna be able to do on our own the rest of the day. So, Father, I just thank you. I just thank you for my brothers. I thank you for their lives. I thank you for everything that you brought them through from the moment that you put them on this earth. Thank you for all the lessons that you've been trying to teach them and walk them through. And I thank you for, above everything else, how much you love them and how much you love me. And we can't always see it. So, Father, I just pray that just today, even for this moment today, even for this moment right now, you just open our eyes to see you the way that you're worthy to be seen. Help us to see ourselves the way that you see us, and help us to reach those places in life that we just can't get to on our own. Help us to stay humble throughout it all, and to stay fully submitted to you and to the people that you've placed above us in our lives, to come under and to guide us to those places you call us to go. Father, I just pray right now for not just myself, but everyone listening right now. I pray that you remove the wrong people from their life that the enemy sent to try to cross their path and stop them from what they're doing. And I pray, likewise, that you send the right people into their life, the right relationships that would guide them and that would protect them and that would bring them to their destiny, to their full potential in you. Father, we love you. We just thank you that we can talk to you, and we thank you that you hear us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen, guys. That's gonna be a wraps for today. We're gonna be on to the next stream tomorrow, and hopefully we get to 50%. If I was a betting man, I would say we go here and then here. But I guess I am betting because we're in this trade. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. And yeah, we'll be back. Thanks for joining, guys. Good to see you in here, Luca.